advisory and financial planning services are offered through Simplicity Wealth, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. SEC registration does not constitute nor endorse of the firm, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill nor ability. Investing involves risk of loss. Insurance, consulting, and education services offered through Diamond Life Planning is a separate and unaffiliated entity from Simplicity Wealth. This information is provided as a general information that is not intended to be specific financial guidance. Before you make any decisions regarding your personal financial situation, you should consult a financial or tax professional to discuss your individual circumstances and objectives.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Jost, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Jost.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Rock My Finances. Okay, today we're going to have a great conversation. We've all heard of what is your purpose? We've been asked that question. I have friends that are like, I don't really know what that means. My purpose is my life. It's what I'm doing. I'm raising a family. I'm working. I'm having fun. Like they really don't know really what a purpose is. Now, other people might, like myself, been through hell and back and trauma, and knowing that I'm here on this planet to help empower women, that is my purpose. I know that deep in my bones, in my heart. That's why I'm here. A lot of people don't have that actual purpose. And even if we do, we might not be as strong or you might have a purpose without trauma, right? Like my trauma just created why I'm still going to live. And so you might just have a drive or a really strong goal or experienced something somewhere in your life that you didn't like. So now your purpose is the change on the other side of that. And I want to say, being my age now, it's very different because my purpose before I thought was going to be the same throughout my entire life. And now I'm seeing that our purpose actually changes throughout our life. It could be our goal. It could be our purpose. It could be our drive, whatever word you want to put to it. But as life changes, our purpose absolutely can change. So first, I want to share that with you. It can change. It's okay. It's okay to shift it a little bit. It can become something completely different. And that's absolutely okay. So today I want to talk about the different stages in life. And so instead of what's my purpose, let's use the words, what's next for me? So I was so tied up with being a married woman. I got married the first time at 19 to 29. And that was a badge of honor for me. I was married. I was supposedly in my head a successful marriage. I had 2 beautiful children. I had my business. He had his business. We had stuff. We had wealth. We had friends, community. We had a life. And I held that to my core as an accomplishment because I was still married. And the longer it went on, the more unhappier I was. I kept telling myself, but I'm married. Other people were getting divorced. People weren't happy. But I'm like, I'm married. Like that was my purpose. Well, clearly that changed. I lost the whole thing when I was 29. So now it's like, what's my purpose? Hell if I know. I didn't even know if I could get up that day or want to get up the next day. So it doesn't have to be this big life-altering shift of this is my purpose. It literally was, what's next for me? What's next for me is I'm going to breathe. That's it. I know that I'm here for a reason, and I'm just going to breathe today. It could be as simple as that. So when we are coming out of trauma or coming out of divorce, coming out of grief, coming out of our 20-year-old, coming out of our childhood, whatever it might be, we're looking at where do we go next? So what is next for me? I'm going to call that in place of purpose today. It could be the direction. It could be stay in a marriage, get out of a marriage, stay in a relationship, get out of a relationship, switch relationships. It could be, what do I do with my money? What's next for me? If money is running my life, my world, my career, my family, my baggage from my childhood, whatever it might be, what's next for me with my money? What's next for me with my relationship? What's next for me with my health? We all look at our health for some reason in January, February, and March, probably because we pigged out in November, December. I don't know. But we reevaluate everything at the beginning of the year. So, what's next for me with my health? It doesn't have to be the full on big plan. It could literally just be, what's this next right step? I hope that makes sense. But to question it is awesome. It's absolutely awesome to just question it. Do we want to build a career? Do we want to ask for our next position at our corporation where we're at? Do we want to have more children? Do we want to even start having a family? Do we want to retire? Are we done? Do we want to switch careers altogether? There's so many different things that we can look at, but it's just the next right step, if that makes sense. Our purpose can change. So I went from being so married woman, happy there, losing my family, to realizing that I know that I was here for a reason. My purpose was to find out why I was here on this planet. Why was I spared? Why am I still living with this pain and this new world of mine? What do I do with this now? It took me quite some time, but I knew that I was here for a reason. And that was my purpose, was to find out what my reason was. I know that I'm here to help empower women. I choose to do that around money. Everybody's a little bit different. It could just be, I'm here to smile at my neighbors every day. I'm here to brighten my family's world. I'm here to help my clients. If we own a business, we might have a bigger purpose. We might want to share everything that we've learned with everyone else, as many thousands and thousands of people that we can talk to. In earlier decades in our life, we're building stability. We're getting to know ourselves first of all in our 20s, right? And then we start building stability. And then we start building, okay, now I'm stable. Now I'm going to start building wealth with my money. Now I want to have more than enough to do what I want. Then we normally start to give away. Where do I want to be seen? So I see money as all energy. And so if I want my energy, my money speaks for me. So like I just had to buy a new car and I love her. Her name's Diamond. She's a Genesis. I love her. And I went on the lot and I walked in the door and I said, I'd like to speak with the woman salesperson. Of course, they don't have one. However, the sales manager was a woman that just wasn't at work. And I said, okay, great. Well, I would like to finish with her when she gets into work. So I'm here to empower women. So I want my money to go to women. I just got my car insurance and I walked in because it's all new, right? So I walked into the office and said, okay, I'd like to transfer my account over to a woman salesperson. I've been in sales forever as a single mom, and it's not always easy. So I want to put my purpose to work, which is I'm here to help women. So I want to put my money there. So where is your money speaking for you? If I believe in something, that's where I'm going to go put my money. Years and years ago, when I started in the financial industry, a friend told me you should get the great purses, the expensive purses, to let people know that you've arrived or whatever. And in my head, I'm going, no, I want to put my money in someone that I believe in. So find me a woman that has a purse company who's making purses, and that's who I'm going to put my money to. So I have a very different thought than labels per se to have status. I want to put my money where my purpose is. I hope that makes sense. So now we're figuring out our relationship with money. We're clearing up our old beliefs. We're creating new beliefs. My old belief in my childhood was work hard, make money. My new belief several years ago, over a decade ago, was money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Well, that's when I doubled my income without doubling my time. Like I actually took Fridays off and spent less time, and I made more money because it wasn't about the zeros. There y'all, I said it. It wasn't about the zeros. It's about the F word. It's how you feel about relationship with money, how you feel about it. Because I felt at that point great. It was just another relationship that I had. Money is amazing. It does a lot of things for us, and so does love, and so does joy. And the relationship with my authentic self is priority above all. And my authentic self is telling my truth, which I know a lot of people don't do. A lot of people want to keep it all secret. I do not. I'm an open book for good, better, for bad, whatever it is, that's who I am. And when I started stepping into that truth is when things started happening. And it really, really helped me live my purpose, which is to empower more women, right? Okay, so then we've got stability, we've got some wealth, we're building on our wealth. Later now, we want to say, how flexible can I be with this? Can I switch? Can I switch careers? Can I switch relationships? Can I put more money towards me? Can I be selfish? Can I get my facials and massages and therapy and coaching and girls' vacations every year and still saving for my later years and later dreams and maybe starting that second business or the side hustle and maybe that second home? So, all these things, our purpose changes throughout time on all of this. Now I'm in my last whatever quarter, however we want to say it, of my life. Now it's like, do I want to slow down? I don't want to slow down. I want to have more flexibility, which I will say I'm also an amazing financial planner. So I need to make sure that I'm thinking of these things throughout everyone's plan as well, because we want to be able to do what we want to be able to do when we want to be able to do it. And so if I want to have more flexibility later in life, that means I have to save before, or at least have that as a goal. And it's okay for your purpose to change. Now, it could just be when I have several clients retire, they just want to sit. They don't want to do anything. They want to do everything that they've missed out on all these years, getting up so early. I was just talking to some gals today at kickboxing, and they were like, I used to wake up and get to the gym by 5 before I went to work by 7, get home with the kids by 4, years and years and years of that. Now it's like, I want to wake up when I wake up. I want to get to my exercise class when I get to my exercise class. Like, our purpose has changed. So it's okay for things to change down the road. I hope that makes sense. So when goals no longer fit, I'm giving you all permission to toss them out and create new goals. You don't even have to call them goals if you don't want to. You literally can call them whatever you want, ideas. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous. I can say that I have shifted in motivation. I've always been extremely motivated, and that has shifted for me. My motivation has changed. This does not mean that I failed on my last goal. This does not mean that I failed on my purpose. It means that I'm shifting. I am changing. It's like a piece of clay. It can be very different. So let's take the word failure out, because we don't know. When we're 20, we don't know what it's going to be like to be 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80. I just went and saw my mom this morning. She's 93. I don't know what it's like to be 93. So we have to give ourselves flexibility and take out the negativity words when we might think of a failure. It's just information. How do we feel now about the purpose that we thought we had? It's information. And each stage of our life, it might fit, it might not fit, and it's okay. Things happen to us that we don't expect, right? We're in a marriage for a long time. Something happens to our spouse. Now we're not in a marriage. So that purpose before might have been very different. Now let's find a new purpose. And that sometimes is very hard when we're going through the grief period. On the other side of that, though, you don't know what's going to be there. So hang on to hope, hang on to what's next for me. What is my next best step? And it literally just could be getting up every day, brushing my teeth, taking a shower, putting some clean clothes on, getting my bills paid, getting some good food in my body. It literally could be as simple as that. So we're going to talk positively to ourselves and know that it's okay. We're going to replace the word passion with practical questions. Instead of saying, what's my passion? Let's say, what do I enjoy spending my money and my time on now? Instead of saying passion, what feels worth the effort? So, like this morning, what feels worth the effort of getting out of bed when it's 20 degrees to go do our kickboxing class? Is that worth it? I thought it was. A lot of us did. There were probably 15 of us there. We loved it and had a blast. So what feels worth the effort? I love that. My health is a huge priority for me. It's a very large goal for me, is because I want to live a very long time and I want to be able to move a long time as well. Okay, another statement we could say. What do I want my resources, my time, my energy, and my finances to support? What do I want all of this to support? So if you were to look back at your bank statement, your credit card statements, if you have the good old check registers, take a look at that. Where are you spending your money? The most money tells you your biggest value. So most of the people in California, I know most of their money is going toward their mortgage. So is your home a value to you? Sometimes it's not. And if it's not, how can we make your home a value and a good value for you? Sometimes it is more the bills that you don't want it to be, more fluff stuff on credit cards instead of where your passion is. Where's your truth? Where do you really want to be spending your money? You get to choose that. You have a choice where you spend your money. I know you didn't think you did, but I swear you do. I know sometimes money feels like it's running you, but it's not. You get to choose where you put every dime in your household. So all this does is give us clarity. It just gives us more information. Purpose doesn't have to be that huge, exciting, impressive Tony Robbins situation. It can just be very simple and easy as long as it feels good to you. It literally could be as simple as a smile. That's it. It just needs to make sense for yourself, your life, your feelings. And then it's going to click and feel really good for you. So let's find some clarity without pressure. Okay. It doesn't come from forcing decisions. It doesn't come from shoulda, woulda, couldas. I know you all have shoulda all over yourself. I know that. I've done it. We do it. This is not where our purpose comes from. Well, all my family were police officers, so I need to be a police officer. They were all in the military. I need to be in the military. They were all accountants. I need to take over my family's business. They were all, doctors. I need to be a doctor. No one ever graduated high school. I need to get my PhD in college. Like none of that, that's pressure and that's not your reality. So let's throw all those away. All that means is let's be aware. So we have to be aware of ourselves. This is where our insight comes in at. Notice the feeling that satisfies you the most. Notice what creates stress, including financial stress. That is a signal as well to go the way away from that, right? You don't need a huge full plan. We just need to know enough to clarify one thought and one realistic choice. What is our next best step? That's it. That's all we're trying to look at right now. Not the whole enchilada. So I got a couple more things for you, but in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about a free gift I have for you. And then you're going to come back and you're going to hear some great tips. So don't miss it. So you come all right back. Now you hear?
Wait, the show isn't over yet. There's more fun and finances ahead. Jennifer will be right back as we have a special bonus offer for you right here on Rock My Finances, broadcasting live on K4HD Radio and Talk 4 TV.
Hey y'all, it's Jennifer Jost. Are you ready to transform your relationship with money? Rock My Finances Club is your weekly mastermind for wealth empowerment. Join me live for your personal weekly group video sessions and access your personal portal with the video library at any time, including your success system and way more bonuses. Go to rockmf.com for your financial empowerment. Make yourself a priority today. Schedule a chat with me at rockmf.com and achieve your feminine financial freedom finally. Oh, and don't forget to ask me how to save 50%. See you at our weekly mastermind.
Okay, Rock My Finances on K4HD and Talk 4 TV is back. Once again, let's put the fun in finance with your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Jost.
Thanks, y'all, for coming back. I hope you take me up on that free gift. It's amazing. Okay, we're not going to throw out the whole enchilada when we are trying to find our next best step. So, what we're going to do is we're going to trust our gut. We're actually going to feel into where we're at. We're going to look at what the past brought us. Where do we think our purpose was? Or where do we think our goals were last year compared to where they are today? So, we're not going to just toss it all. We're just going to take one piece at a time. So, let's look at what is bringing me so much joy right now in my life. That could be family, it could be friends, it could be your career, it could be coworkers, it could be your business. It could be thinking about your side hustle. It could be thinking about your career, your business, your clients. Whatever it is, we want to take note of what is bringing us joy right now. Then we want to take note of what is bringing us stress. Yes, what is bringing us not so much joy. You might not even be stressed. It might just be flatlined, like content, like I just do it because I have to do it. Then we want to think about how good do we feel when we accomplish something. So I know a friend and I, we're both going through all of our files right now. It's that time of the year, and we're just, putting our files where the paper needs to go and get rid of the ones that we don't need. And it feels so good when I get through and accomplish one portion of it. So it's not all done yet, but if I give myself permission to cut it up in chunks, then I can feel really good about that, because everything I want you to do all day long, all the time, is feel joy. No matter what, I want you to look around you throughout the day and say, how am I feeling right now? The F word. How do I feel? Does this bring me joy? Now, do we all have to, either hire a housekeeper or scrub the toilets? Yeah, I got dishes to do. We got some stuff to do that we might not want to do. But the majority of your day should be bringing you joy somehow. And here I am shooting all over you, right? We want to create, it could be music. I just had Michelle Blood on. Check out her episode of the Rock My Finances. She's amazing. She's a rock singer. She had an amazing story, and she put some affirmations to song, into music. And that sounds great. That brought me so much joy. So I want to make sure that I'm putting that on in the background when I'm doing something that doesn't bring me maybe that much joy, maybe vacuuming, maybe laundry, whatever it might be. You notice all my negatives are domestic. Yeah, I'm not a great domestic person. Yeah. So anyways, I want us to have as much joy as possible. So when we're thinking about our next best step, we want to make a list of everything that makes us happy. What brings us love? What do we love to do? And then we want to make sure that that's on our list somehow, because that's going to bring us joy. So when we look at our money, and we're going to look back and see, where are we spending our money, and is that speaking for us? That is an accomplishment. So if you know where your money's going, that's a huge compliment. I love that. So now we want to say, okay, now this is this year where I want it to go. Where do I want it to go? And you can change that at any time. Next month, I want it to start going here instead of here. Or I just want to hang on to it for a while. When my families need a reset, I have them just say, pretend like you can't spend any money. Like you're just not. Everything is going to be no for like 30 days. See how much money you actually are spending. Amazon, just mindlessly spending that you just don't spend. There's no stops at the gas station. There's no stops here. There's all these little extra things are not happening. You just come home and eat out of your pantry and your freezer and your refrigerator, and you spend time with your family, yourself at home. You see how much money you'll save in just 1 month. Then you get to choose after that reset, where do you really want to spend money? People often hesitate because they think it's too late to do this, to restructure their purpose, or even to have a purpose, find a purpose, change their goal, adjust their anything, adjust their spending, adjust their financial plan, create a financial plan. Whatever it might be, they think it's too late. I can promise you it absolutely is not too late. They think that they should already know that, and it's embarrassing when they have to come to an advisor or someone or a therapist and say, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know why I'm on this planet. It can feel embarrassing. So I want to take that away from you, because we didn't have the handbook when we got here. So we're all learning as we're going. So Be flexible with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Be loving with yourself. And know that we're all just doing the best we can do. So here's my big one tip for today. Take judgment out of your thought, out of your conversation with your friends. Just take judging yourself or others out. Just try it for 30 days and see how well it does. I promise you, this is all going to come back with your finances, and you're going to be able to come back strong. You're going to be able to look at your money, plan where you want your money to go. Things are going to start happening when there's more positivity, love, and joy in your life. I promise you. Check out my other episodes of Rock My Finances, and you're going to see why I speak the way I speak. And check out Michelle Blood. It's really awesome. Thank you all. And I want you to come back to be able to say, I rock my finances.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer right here on K4HD Radio and Talk 4 TV. It's not about the zero, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.